Yo, what's cracking, folks? In this video, I'll be showing you how I like to paint windowsills so they turn out buttery smooth. So much so, you'll be saying, I can't believe it's not butter, because it's in fact paint, which is pretty close to what's in I can't believe it's not butter. Oof. Just prepping this sill right now. I'm just going to do a little sand to get any schmutz off the top. Gonna run some Powerhouse caulk on here. All right, so first I'm gonna do the this part of the sill. I'm going to do the top of it last. So that's the part that really matters. On the top part, we want it to look like one long brush stroke, which is more challenging when we get to the bigger surface. This paint has pretty good open time. We're using the emerald urethane trim enamel, which is our go-to trim paint if we have a choice. Now we're gonna do the top of the sill here, and then what I like doing is pretty much how I cut and roll walls. So we're gonna outline this first, so I'm just gonna cut in around the edges here. We're gonna be painting this later, but right now we're just focused on the sill. And then we're not painting this little bit back here, so I'm gonna cut that in as well. So this whole thing is outlined here, and then what the outline lets us do is we're gonna lay down the, if you're gonna hand brush this, you wanna lay down like a wave of paint that's then gonna level out. So I'm gonna keep all of my lines going, and I'm gonna continue them all the way down. So I'm not gonna do one line, I'm gonna do probably like 3 or 4, and you'll just see the pattern that I go in. And you wanna use a decent amount of paint. When you're painting a sill, it's really nice to have a paint that's got a relatively long open time, which means the paint stays wet long enough for it to level out so it looks nice and smooth. In this video, I'm using emerald urethane trim enamel, which is really nice to work with. It's got a long enough open time that I'm getting the finish level that I'm looking for, but also it dries quick enough that I can do multiple coats in a day. If you would like a longer open time, then I would check out Advance from Benjamin Moore, because that open time is eternity, and it gives it plenty of time to level out, just a little bit trickier to work with. You want your lines to be going as parallel as possible. It looks bad if they're not parallel, so that's why trying to keep them all going the same way. And one of the things too, you probably see the way my brush is going. As I'm coming down, I'm already at speed. I'm not starting the brush just like plopping it there, because you're gonna get something like that. The brush stays moving, and then when I lift at the end, I'm pulling off and feathering, but I'm not whipping it, so you're not getting a lot of splatter. All right, so that's coat number 1. A few little things we might need to fill that showed up on the first coat, and we'll address that before coat number 2. All right, so real quick, I'm just going to lightly sand a few spots. I did see a few things that we needed to hit with wood putty, and then particularly on sills, I like sanding in between coats. Just trying to knock down anything that's, any little burrs and things like that. Same pattern as before. I'm gonna do this piece and then this piece right here, and then I'll do the big flat surface last. We're just going to do that same outside pattern, kind of getting the edges here. And then if you're doing this, you just got to make sure you're hitting it quick enough where this isn't going to set up, so I can get all my strokes going that more horizontal way here. All right, now time for the good part here. And then this is going to spread a lot smoother than before because we already have one coat on it. Generally when I see people running into problems with these sills, it's because they're not laying down enough product and letting it level out. That's it. Hot dog. Look at that spicy, smooth finish. One last thing to consider with windowsills and sills in general is that oftentimes they get a lot of stuff put on them, like books and plants and cushions and things like that. So it's a really nice idea to think about letting the paint cure as much as possible before you start subjecting it to wear and tear. And curing means it's not just drying. Dry just means it's dry to the touch, doesn't come off on your fingers when you touch it, and it doesn't feel sticky. Curing means the product has dried all the way through, and it's as hard as it's going to be, which gives it the best chance to be at its most durable before you start putting stuff on it. A product like emerald urethane can take between 1 and 2 weeks to cure out completely. Most people are going to wait that long, but if you can give it a couple days to at least set up a little bit before you start stacking stuff on top of there, that would be a good idea, in my opinion. But you know what? You do you. Until next time, y'all take it easy, work smart, have a go. Peace.
Amazing.